Many of you have been sending me messages, making inquiries, curious, asking, Prof, can you please tell us a little bit about Lovy Elias? Can you please just tell us, is he really standing for God or is he part of the occultic network? Before I even make you understand Lovy Elias, before I dig deeper, with Lovy, I think I've only scraped the surface. I was not really much interested in addressing or in talking about Lovy Elias, considering the knowledge and information that I have about his experiences. When I see Lovy, when I look at Lovy, I see him as a victim. He has been a victim and he's still going through a process of recovery. He was damaged, manipulated, exploited. So many things happened to Lovy Elias. But before I get there, I also received another message again, I think earlier today in the morning. And the brother was very worried. This one is what actually got me to do this particular episode. The brother was saying, my family is so addicted to Lovys content. In the morning, they are listening to Lovy. During the day, Lovy. At night, they are glued. I'm sure there's a program that he does midnight, leading people into prayer and doing like the Jerry is a prayer marathon kind of a thing. He's very concerned. The pattern that they've adopted is that same pattern that most of you used to be engulfed in, of touching your TV screens, your cell phone screens, when TB Joshua was releasing, was praying for you in synagogue in Nigeria, and I would see most of you kneeling before your televisions, stretching your hands, some of you very close to the television, touching the screen of the television, and hoping to receive healing, using the electronic device as a point of contact to receive the healing. That's how much religion has damaged our people, and that's how damaging religion can be. That's the very same scenario that my brother is now observing in his family. That's how glued and addicted they have become to Prophet Lovy Elias. I have nothing against the guy, honestly. If there is anything that I would actually want to do for Lovy Elias, if he gets time, he should get a hold of me. The only thing Lovy needs is deliverance. The only thing I can do for Lovy Elias is to help him, remove him from the dark spirit that has been looming over his life. He inherited a spirit that is very foreign, that he does not even understand himself. He is not operating according to his own will. And I'll explain to you how he got to be who he is today and how he ended up being the prophet Lovy Elias that you know today. And some have been saying, oh, what about their relationship with, what's his name? With Java. What is their relationship with Java, who is now the new spiritual father to Lovy Elias? That union has nothing to do with spirituality. On the spiritual rankings, Lovy operates at a very higher level of spirituality than Java. Java is nothing that is spiritual. Java is just a clever kid who knows how to get attention, who knows how to play around with his persona so that he can attract people's interests, maybe make money in the process, but I don't think he even does. But he has a bigger picture. He leverages whatever attention that he accumulates in the process of doing. He does skits, actually. He plays around like what Nigerian comedians do to attract attention, and he sells lifestyle. And there's nothing wrong with that, because attention is the currency. If you don't have attention, then you don't really have value, especially in this digital world, in this internet era. Attention is currency. The ones with attention are the ones who actually get to communicate and control masses. So Java, please, just put him aside. Don't even associate him with any. I even saw someone saying, Java is doing witchcraft. He is, come on. That just gets to show your level of discernment. I can't even say discernment, but your understanding of spiritual things is very shallow, way below par. You can't associate Java with witchcraft. Java has never done any witchcraft. Java has never gone for any rituals. He knows nothing about any of these spiritual things. Like I have already told you, he's just a clever kid who knows how to play around with people's emotions, get attention, leverage it, and etc., etc. But when it comes to Lovy, Lovy is deep. And the depth of his spirituality was not voluntary. The history of Lovy is quite sensitive, which is why I often ignore bruising the guy much, because he's already gone through a lot. I'll just give you a snippet of how Lovy got to be the Prophet Lovy that he is today. In his recent past, he had, okay, let me start using alleged now. He allegedly had a wife or a girlfriend. And that wife or girlfriend was robbed by his spiritual father, not the Java, his former spiritual father. And when the wife of Lovy was robbed, it really affected him big time. When the wife was allegedly robbed by this spiritual father, it affected him big time. It broke his heart and it changed him. That's the emotional aspect of his experience. Apart from that, the spiritual father who allegedly robbed Lovy's wife or girlfriend had gone to Benin. He had gone to Ghana for rituals. And I've told you so many times that, and I've been warning you, my brothers, to say, if you go to any prophetic ministry, make sure your wife, your girlfriend, does not go to the very same prophetic ministry. Because in most case scenarios, spiritual fathers are forever eating their spiritual daughters. Spiritual fathers in prophetic ministries, this is sad truth, but it's the truth that is known to most of you, but you still choose to ignore it. Spiritual fathers have been rocking their junior pastors' wives. It's very sad. Spiritual fathers they've finished all the women that you see in their churches. And they're not doing so because they naturally have this insatiable appetite for engaging. I've told you that the spirit they inherited in Benin when they were picking up the soap, the Benin rituals are the same as the PDD rituals that PDD has been doing with your African artists, those that he ended up giving Grammy Awards. Those rituals of baby oil are the very same rituals that your spiritual fathers had to go through in Benin for them to possess and inherit this dark spirit that now operates in them. This dark spirit they inherited has demands. This demon that they inherited when they were robbed backstage by the godfathers of Benin has demands. And there's only one way to feed that dark spirit or that demon is by constantly engaging. In a day, your spiritual fathers, especially the prophets, they can rock about 3 to 5 women in a day. I know this sounds like I'm exaggerating stuff, but that's the truth. To the close spiritual sons, to these demi-spiritual fathers, you know what I'm talking about. In a day, in a week, they would have almost gone through all the praise and worship sisters. In a month, they would have repeated the wives of their junior pastors. In a year, every sister in the church would have inherited also that very same spirit. So when you get to marry a woman who was robbed by these spiritual fathers who went to Benin, they also inherited that demon, that spirit. When two get in touch, there's an exchange. The demon is fed on the glory, on the stars, on the bright future, on the destinies of these women that they will be engaging with. And on the flip side, the women that are constantly engaging with these spiritual fathers, they are also inheriting, taking a part of this dark spirit. A soul tie is emerged. So when you, my brother, go and marry that woman, or if you are going to engage with that woman, you are automatically going to inherit that spirit as well. So that spirit not only operates in your spiritual father, but it also now operates in you. And as time goes on, you find yourself going through this traumatic phase when you start having these desires that are uncontrollable and you don't even know where it came from. You find yourself start to think that you can prophesy, you can be a prophet, and you never had the passion for becoming a man of God. You know, Lovy was a musician, was a producer, allegedly. And as soon as he engaged with this wife of his who had been robbed or girlfriend by his spiritual father, that's when he started seeing visions and started to think that he can also prophesy, that he can also be a man of God. He did not choose to be a prophet. He did not volunteer to be a man of God. But by inheriting that spirit, which he got from his alleged wife or girlfriend, then he started operating in the so-called spirit. So I've told you that the only thing I can do for Lovy is to help him detach from this spirit. I've helped so many young ladies who were taken advantage of or who were involved with the proxies of these Benin spiritual fathers. So that's just about it. That's how far I can go in as far as the story of Lovy is concerned. Lovy just needs deliverance. You can pray for him all you want, but the spirit that he inherits, it needs proper spiritual directions. And like I've already told you, I can help the guy. Only if he can humble himself, reach out to Mr. PDT, I can show him the directions that needs to be taken for him to disconnect with this spirit that has been exploiting him. So what I'm trying to say here is, okay, listen to him with caution. Don't really follow his rituals and his pattern of spiritual directions that he will be giving you. Do so with caution, but don't follow any of his rituals, whatever that he tells you to do. Don't, until he's delivered. If you need more, I'm right here to help you and direct you and assist you, protect you, preserve you from falling into wrong hands. But pray for the guy. He needs help.